Hello and welcome to another College Algebra Assistance video. My name is Shay Ortega. I'll be helping you out today, and today we'll be looking at functions, combinations of functions. Today we've got three problems, and we're given values for f of x, which equals x squared plus 2 minus 3, and g of x, which equals the negative of x squared plus 5x minus 5. When I'm doing these today, what I'll do is I'll refer to g of x in black and f of x in red. Our first problem today is f of x plus g of x. So what I'll do is I'll write out my f of x, x squared plus 2x minus 3 in red, and then I'll add my g of x value, negative x squared plus 5x minus 5. Now I've got my parentheses around that because I have to make sure that I add in the entirety of g of x. Now since my g of x isn't being multiplied by anything, right away I can do away with my parentheses and start adding like terms. I've got like terms of my x squareds, I've got some x values, and I've got constants. When I combine the x squareds, I get 0x squareds. When I have 2x plus 5x, I get 7x. And I have negative 3 and negative 8, which gives me minus 8. So f of x plus g of x equals 7x minus 8. Now when I go to f of x minus g of x, again I'll start out by writing out my f of x in red. So x squared plus 2x minus 3, and then we're going to subtract, again putting my parentheses in, the negative of x squared plus 5x minus 5. Now this time my parentheses are very important because I'm subtracting g of x. If I didn't put in my parentheses, I might only do my subtraction to my negative x squared and might leave my 5x minus 5 just because it's so long and I don't have anything indicating that I need to take the negative of that. So with my parentheses, that just reminds me, or if anybody else has to come back and look at my work, it shows that g of x is one whole thing and I need to take the negative of the entire thing. So now I can do my work. To do that, I'll distribute my negative. So I'll bring my f of x down because that's not affected by anything yet. And then I have a negative x squared, so that's going to be a plus x squared. I've got a negative 5x, so minus 5x. And I've got a negative 5, so that's plus 5. Now again, I can go through and look for my like terms. I've got x squared values, I've got x values, and I've got constants. And when I have x squared plus x squared, I get 2x squared. I've got 2x plus a negative 5x, so I get negative 3x. And I've got negative 3 plus 5, so I get plus 2. So 2x squared minus 3x plus 2 is f of x minus g of x. Now for my next problem, I've got 2 times f of x plus 3 times g of x. Now I'll do the same thing as I've been doing before, but this time with my f of x I'm going to need a parentheses. And the reason being is because I have 2 multiplied by my x squared plus 2x minus 3. So that makes sure that I have 2 times the entirety of my f of x, not just 2 times the x squared part, but I need to make sure I have 2 times everything included. So I also have to have my 2x and my minus 3 also multiplied by 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to add 3 times g of x. So I do the same thing again, 3, and then I put in my g of x values, or my formula for g of x, excuse me. And then now I'm ready to do my work. So first I'll work with f of x, and I'll distribute my 2. So I'll have a 2x squared plus 2 times 2x, so I have plus 4x. And then I have 2 times negative 3, so I'm going to have a minus 6. And then that's going to be in combination with that's going to be added to my negative 3, or 3 times negative x squared, so that's going to be minus 3x squared. I've got 3 times 5x, so that's going to be a positive 15x. And then I've got 3 times negative 5, so it'll be minus 15. So at this point I can go ahead and locate my like terms, my x squared values, my x values, and my constants. And when I combine those, I've got a 2x squared and a negative 3x squared. So I'm going to get negative x squared. I've got a positive 4x and a plus 15x. So I'm going to get plus 19x. And then I've got a negative 6 and a negative 15 for my constants. So I'm going to have a minus 21. So 2 times f of x plus 3 times g of x is negative of x squared plus 19x minus 21.